That was horrible. Isaac, what would you consider your signature move on the skateboard? Because I think I know what it is.
What the fuck, man? What?
Yeah, no, just go with me.
My signature move on the skateboard?
Yeah.
An ollie, because that's all I could do.
No, your signature move on the skateboard is the reverse duck.
The reverse duck.
Yeah, you just told me about it.
Derek, the reverse duck has never been accomplished by man. It's a fool's dream. It's a fool's goal.
Would you say that the reason people who go crazy are called quacks or because
they try to achieve the reverse duck, yeah.
And then they can't?
They want to do an inverse duck, an upside down duck, forwards and back duck, sideways duck, side duck, it's all it's all there. You want to try to do a reverse? A reverse what?
A reverse duck.
Oh,
that's what you just did to your hat.
I can't even fathom it. I can't listen to you say it.
Oh my God. What if you took a duck and you held him in your hands and you said, "What the duck?" and you flipped him upside down? Would that also be a reverse duck?
Well, no, because you'd have to say it backwards. So it'd be like, "What the cud?"
How do you even say duck backwards? It's like cud.
We should.
How do you say reverse backwards?
Oh
Oh my God, it's just reverse. Reverse is just reverse backwards.
That's not true. You're lying to me.
It is true. Okay, I have a sidebar question for you.
Sidebar question. We haven't even told them who we are.
Oh, right. I'm Derek.
Hey, I'm Isaac. That was horrible. And this is a very horrible entrance to our interesting cold open to the podcast today.
But here's the thing about doing a podcast.
Is it because you're sick? Is it your sick brain?
Why are you throwing that out there?
Because I need the people to
You
know.
are also sick. We are sick boys.
Together.
Because
isn't that cute? Listen to us.
Diseases happen. We drink our vitamin C. We eat our apples.
I eat my Mr. Flintstone's vitamins every day. The chewy little chalky tablets every day. I run down the stairs like, oh boy, it's time to run. What do you mean? What do you mean mine were chalky?
I didn't have the chalky.
Were they gummy?
And they were delicious, dude. They had little sugar crystals on the outside.
I only ever had the chewy, the tablet chewable ones. You're telling me you had gummies?
Yeah, dude. I lived the posh life.
No, that's too blue for my blood.
So confession time.
Time.
You know Tums.
Yeah.
So those were delicious little candies.
No, shut the fuck up. No, they were
I would
not.
break into my mom's
Absolutely not.
No, this is a real, true 100%
Tums
story.
were like the last resort. You're down. Men are down. There's gunfire all around you. There's nothing else you can do. Gotta take the Tums, bite the bullet. It's like my suicide capsule that I keep embedded in my tooth. That's the Tums.
This story was going somewhere. So my mom always kept her candy and her medicine together that she was hiding from us, but I knew where it was.
What?
So one time,
what if there's a mix up though? Going in for medicine,
kind of what happened.
Candy.
So I one time found
when
a
I'm
bag
going there for my medicine.
a bag
going
of
in for my Tums, and I pull out a Whopper.
What? Pull a Burger King? Not sponsored.
No, the Whopper, the little malt balls.
Oh, Whopper.
Okay,
anyway, my mom.
Your mom.
She had this cabinet,
Your
right?
mom.
And oh my God. And I went in there and I was going after some Tums, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I need my fill of Tums.
Gotta get my fill.
I'm like, ooh,
it's Tum time.
My parents are both working over at the family business.
Mommy's away at work. It's tummy tum time.
Okay,
Here I come.
You laugh, but that was me. That was me.
That's
I'm
laughing.
I was so excited. So I get in there and I'm like, ooh, my mom's got this new kind of candy. It's chocolate.
Derek's tum
Especially
time.
for women.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck are these?
Finally.
But I got excited.
In this day and age, we're going to have chocolate for women.
No, listen. Come to find out, because I broke back in later, a couple weeks later, and I read the package. And it was estrogen candies.
Oh my God, you got estrogen
so I
chocolate
started
when you
worrying,
were going for Tums?
I started worrying that I would start to grow boobs and my dick would fall off.
So did you get Tums in this exchange as well?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it was Tum time, but also estrogen chocolate.
The Tums were fine, and I'm only paying for it now as an adult. But then I was really excited. Anyway,
yeah, I've been meaning to say your boobs have been looking well voluptuous these days.
Is that okay?
It's great. I love it.
Found those chocolates and I started going for them again.
I've been thinking about it over all these years. They're kind of yummy.
You know how
tasty.
You know how little of what we've talked about so far pertains to the movie we watched?
Absolutely none of it. Our opening bit was Derek making fun of me because I turned my hat backwards so that I didn't hit the microphone with the bill of my hat.
But why did it matter?
But why did it matter? So I don't make noises?
No, because you called it a reverse duck.
A reverse duck. Like I did call it that. Yeah, exactly. And I felt the need to mention the fact that we're sick because I feel like that's exactly where this episode has been going thus far.
Because this movie was sick.
That's what it's all about.
And also skateboard tricks are sick.
Yeah, there were no skateboards, nor any ducks, nor Tums, nor estrogen in this movie at all.
Okay, so I got a request for everybody out there.
Okay.
I got a new slang. It's called boat.
Oh my God. I was really hoping you would not bring this in.
No, listen. We got our listeners out there. I got to spread it further than our little inner circle.
Where did this even come from?
I don't
you just
remember.
Started saying this shit.
Now
our listeners have to listen to it.
So like anytime you see something that's cool, oh, that's so boat.
That's so boat.
But you have to make a B with your hand.
In sign language?
In sign language.
Yeah.
And like make it look like a little boat. And like
that's what you're doing?
Boat. Yeah.
And then flick it around?
Yeah, flick it around.
That's so boat.
That's so boat.
Oh my God.
Because...
Why? So I'm gonna bring back an old bit here. If you guys are looking to be a co-host on a podcast about bad horror movies,
this is the bit.
I'm opening up.
That bit hurts my feelings. I cry for hours when you make that.
What are you talking about? That bit is so boat.
Okay, I like the bit now because you said it was so.
You know what else is so boat?
Robot Monster.
The movie Robot Monster, which we have not mentioned for like fucking 40 minutes at this point.
We delved into the unknown. We watched a movie from 1953.
Do we know what the oldest movie we watched thus far is?
Dude. I got you, dude. I'll figure it out.
It's got to be in here somewhere.
It's got it. I mean, yeah. Like, but listen, 1953 has to be the oldest.
I gotta say, like 70s was probably the latest,
I feel
right?
Like we watched something from the 60s.
I don't
right?
think there was a 60s. When was Frogs made? Was that in the?
Frogs?
It's got to be in the 80s, right?
Frogs.
I don't know, man.
Frogs was in 1972.
Okay, so there's 70s.
I don't know how to even look at all of these.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna find
done
these
so many
fast
episodes.
Enough.
But listen, man, this is definitely the oldest.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
sure.
Spookies was a little younger.
Yeah, so we haven't delved this far back. We're in 1953, which was kind of a fun idea for us to try to get that horror side of things. And it also is really interesting to me to see like what was scary to people.
Dude, like, nothing about this movie was scary.
No, of course not. I think this is a bad way to describe that. But like think about like movies from the 50s, any older, like way older horror, what was enough to scare people? And nowadays you have a movie like Terrifier 2 where a dude turns a lady into some hamburger helper, basically.
Yeah, that's what he does.
That's the best way to describe what happens
and
in
after
that movie.
He's done, a little oven mitt pops up and says, "Can I help you?" That? But he's like in tears and he's holding the knife.
But he's got like fangs instead of his normal teeth, and he's evil and twisted.
Oh, I thought he was scared. I thought he was sad.
No, he's dark. This is his evil, twisted mind.
Oh, I wanted to give a shout out. So we
time.
We have a listener in Germany who listens to every single episode, and I don't know who you are, but I love you.
I'm sure we don't know you, whoever you are.
I'm so happy that you keep listening to us. I only know that you live in Germany because of stats. I hope that doesn't scare you.
Yeah, sorry, this is scary. Hey, you, one person listening in Germany, we see you.
But it's awesome. I see you. I feel you. Request an episode from us. Like, we will listen to it immediately.
Please, yeah,
we'll listen to the movie.
Yeah,
wow, I am sick.
We'll listen to the movie. Yeah, see, this is why I wanted to mention the fact that we're sick, because we have sick brain. But yes, thank you for listening to us from so far away from us.
I mean, thanks to everybody, but we were having
States.
a little secret conversation with our German friend.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for that. However you found us, I'm happy you did.
Oh, man.
Welcome aboard.
It was like so cool. I was looking through our statistics and I saw that there was someone from Germany who had been listening consistently.
Because that's the thing that sticks out a lot. We get a lot of around the area, the neighborhoods next to us. No, of course not.
Don't dox me.
We live in Minnesota.
Why would you say that?
No,
now
we
people think we live in
Minnesota.
They already know where we live.
We don't live in Minnesota. But we also don't live in Germany. So when we see something like that, it sticks out to us a lot. So thank you for listening from Germany.
Yes.
With love, Derek and Isaac. The horrible horror boys.
With love, Isaac. With love from Derek.
With love from Isaac.
You got wait. Ding. Yeah, this is definitely our oldest movie. I think our next oldest was definitely Frogs. From what I can tell.
Gosh, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
70 what?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just closed it out.
70 something.
72.
72 to 53. So we're jumping a whole 11 years?
11 years. Wait.
Yeah, wait. No, that's wrong.
20 years.
9, 8.
19 years.
19 years. I'm bad at math.
My brother in Robot
That's why
Monster.
I have a podcast with my friend, and I'm not a astrophysicist or anything like that.
All right, so we decided decided to do Robot Monster for a couple different reasons. One, it looked crazy.
Yeah, and also I've seen this. I think I mentioned this at the end of the last episode. I've seen the design of this creature thing that is like the main character of it all, and I've been very intrigued by it. And I felt like it was kind of a cult classic kind of thing, so I wanted to check it out. Did not know it was rated so low.
Did you? Okay, but did you only have had you only seen the drawn one on the poster, or had you seen?
I'd seen the one in the thing as well.
Okay, because
actual costume.
I didn't see his actual costume.
So
I had
you
only
were
seen the
expecting
poster.
what's on the poster.
Yes.
Derek, is that misleading?
A little lot.
Why is that misleading?
Because he's got a cool skull head, and then in the movie, he's just like he's a guy wearing a little suit.
So if you're curious about the design of this creature, take a gorilla costume, then slap a space helmet on the top of that with some antennas, and then in the poster, he has a skull on the inside of that space helmet, and that's the robot monster.
That's robot
monster. Unfortunately, that is not the case in the movie. In the movie, it's like a guy. He's like basically got gauze over his face, just like covering the shape of a human head in there.
It looked like he was wearing like the 50s equivalent of a morph suit, and then got inside a giant gorilla costume.
I just want to know when the poster was made in relation to the movie. Like, did they come up with the design, then made the poster, then made the movie?
I don't know.
Or did they just reach out to an artist afterwards? They were like, hey, this is our general idea. This is what the monster looks like. He's like, yeah, that's kind of lame. What if it had a skull? Hey, it's me, Ricky Flame, and I like skulls and motorcycles, and I'm going to design your poster. And I think what this monster needs is a skull.
Well, they had to
in his skull zone. Whoa! It's groundbreaking. That'll be $900.
Oh my gosh, as he's leaving on his skateboard, he just did a reverse duck.
Whoa! They said it couldn't be done. Oh my god!
Okay, the crazy thing about the poster though is it had
everything.
Well, yeah, but it had to have been done by someone who had seen the movie. Because if you look at the things on the poster,
so what's on the poster? So we got the robot monster with a skull for some reason.
Zoom in.
He's holding a lady that does not look like the lady from the movie. Actually, it doesn't look like Alice at all.
Yeah,
she's it's colorized too, and the movie's in black and white.
She was most definitely not wearing a red dress.
No, absolutely not. I know it was in black and white, but I know that dress was not red. You can just tell based on.
It was obviously like
when a woman wears a red dress, there's a certain je ne sais quoi about her that this woman did not possess.
Tell me the definition of je ne sais quoi right now.
Je ne sais quoi is, it's them's good eats. That's what je ne sais quoi means.
That's
you
good.
Could not even spell je ne sais quoi if you wanted to.
Indefinable.
Indefinable?
Shut up.
Oh my God.
I'm sick. An indefinable, elusive quality, especially a pleasing one. She has a certain je ne sais quoi that charms everybody.
This actress did not have a certain je ne sais quoi that comes when wearing a red dress. Trust me, I know when I wear a red dress, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling pretty good. Do you know what a
poganophile is?
I feel like it's inappropriate for the
podcast.
Dude,
it's a person who likes beards.
Beard?
Idiot.
It's a poganophile?
Yeah.
That's strange.
I don't know where that came from.
So anyway, other things on this poster. There's a large iguana or like Komodo dragon looking thing. Dude. There's an airplane flying through the sky. There's like two creatures fighting each other above the words. Then there's two people kissing down in the bottom left. Yeah, there's a lot going on this poster.
It's kind of crazy, and it doesn't really. It simultaneously tells you everything about the movie and nothing about the movie.
Really, though. Like, yes, are all of these things in the movie? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because we watched that
seeing them on this poster does not make it make any sense. Make it make sense.
I can't. I physically cannot make it make sense.
Can you make it make sense with some facts and figures, my good man?
I knew you were about to do that.
All right. We call that a transition.
It was a what?
Segue?
Transmog.
What?
Like it's when in a video game when you change one armor piece to look like something else.
You're too much of your nerd is coming out, Derek. You're too sick. You're letting the people know.
Slipping out.
Oh no! Oh no! Get the nerd back in there. Nope. Tough stickable.
So Robot Monster was made in 1953. It was approved for all audiences. I feel like that's one of those. I did this last episode
with the clapping.
Yeah, there's like certain things.
Actors.
I feel like there's certain things you have to say with a clap.
Approved for all
audiences. Because they didn't have rating systems back then.
Is that really how it worked? When were rating systems introduced?
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't even think about
rating system.
I don't. Well,
first
makes me wonder if there was a rating system in this day and age, would it be rated R? Like,
well, the first rated R movie was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Whoa.
I knew that. Oh, man.
That's rated R?
I just said that on...
For having Nazis, maybe?
Oh, shit.
Nazis
I shouldn't say claims like that without looking them up.
Yeah,
First
making bold claims
R
right
movie.
now.
Shit.
Let everyone get ready to laugh
I was
at Derek.
wrong. I was wrong.
Ha ha! Listen to the chorus that you're editing and post, laughing with you.
Damn it, now I have to do that.
That'd be really funny.
Should I do that?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
No, he's not.
And then I'm going to add a laugh track right here.
That's the wrong spot. Dude, shut up. Turn them off.
15
They're laughing at me.
minutes.
Oh my god. So what was the first rated R movie?
The first rated R movie was The Split, starring Jim Brown and Gene Hackman.
What was it about? Do you know anything about it? You just know it was called?
Wait, why did Kate? But that's kind of upsetting. My mom, bless her soul,
Your mom.
Herc was on a roll. I thought that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom was the first rated R movie.
Is that what she told you?
Yes.
That's probably because she didn't want you to know about like real rated R movies.
Well, and I was never allowed to watch that one. I was only allowed to watch Raiders of the Lost Ark and the third one, The Return of the King. What was it called?
Don't know if that's...
What was it called?
Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Crystal Skull.
No, that's 4. That movie
4.
sucked.
Why don't I remember the names of the movies?
This is bad, man. People are going to...
No, not Batman. Indiana Jones.
Last Crusade.
The
oh my God.
Last Crusade. I was just about to say it.
No, you weren't.
I was. I really was.
Okay, I loved those movies, right? And I was never allowed to watch Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Because I was told it was the movie that created the rated R rating.
That's
and so
very interesting.
I was very
upset.
upset.
Your mom's view.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Director Steven Spielberg was responsible for for PG-13 after his movies Jaws and Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom were rated PG. Steven Spielberg felt the PG rating was too broad for violence in these movies and suggested a PG-14 rating.
Okay.
So in a sense, it led to it.
Okay.
The Split was the first time that they were like, okay,
which
no,
came
we
first,
do need
the chicken
R.
or the egg? Which came first, the Indiana Jones or the Split? So,
my God.
we're there.
Whew. Oh, man.
All right, so what else?
Thank you
Tell me about this
to the First Amendment Encyclopedia. I will
Tell me about this movie.
No, I don't want to.
Do it.
If they want to learn about Robot Monster, they can listen to a different podcast.
What? Okay. Everyone come over here. Come to the side of the room. We're going to listen to my side podcast where I tell you about Robot Monster.
This was horrible.
This was horrible.
All right. So Robot Monster came out in 1953. It was directed by Phil Tucker and written by Wyatt Ordung.
Why do you say it's so weird? Is it spelled weird?
Yeah, it's
it is. It's what WYOTT. Wyatt.
Yeah.
Wyatt.
Wyatt. So Wyatt Ordung hasn't really written too much. This was his first screenplay that he ever wrote, and then he did like 4 more movies, just basically the exact same thing,
just
for
like
6 years.
Thing,
and then he left the film industry.
Oh, goodbye, peace out,
until he died in 2005.
Whoa!
So like he was done. He took like a 60-year hiatus after doing it for like 6 years.
I mean, yeah, I get it.
Phil,
I'm sure this movie made so much money.
We'll get to that.
Whoa.
Phil Tucker, he directed 9 things total. This was his second thing, but then he went on to do things that really just were about the same.
Oh, okay.
He did not improve.
I thought you were going to give me like a 0 to hero kind of story where he was really improving. He did the work. He got better.
He kind of had a very similar situation where he just did a little bit more and then left the industry. Yep. He was the production manager for King Kong.
What?
Yeah, like the original 1976 King Kong.
Oh, okay, that's pretty big.
But it wasn't. Well, he was the supervisor, but still, like he was involved in it.
He was a part of it.
But I think the reason why it worked is because he wasn't. He wasn't directing it.
I mean, listen.
But after that,
97% King Kong from 1933. So.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty great.
But then he did go on to do editing after that. So he stayed in the industry. He did do some things that
good of him to be money. Like, you know what? Guys, maybe directing just ain't my thing. All right, I'll be the bigger man here. I'll admit it.
And he did admit it, and he edited because of it. So Rotten Tomatoes was sitting at 33%, and the audience scores at 36%. A lot of agreement there.
Yep.
Letterboxd is at 2.3. IMDb is at 3.0. All right, so the budget for this movie. Do you hear me slap my hand across my screen so you don't see it?
Budget. Give me a budget.
16,000 men. What would that be today?
16,000 men? What? Is that what you just said?
16,000 men to make your movie.
Oh, my God. 16,000.
That's the producer sitting up on the chair. If you bring me 16,000 of your finest men, I will allow you to make your movie.
This is $10 million.
Today?
Today.
Okay,
sure.
you're just throwing numbers out.
I don't know. I hate this game.
I love this game because you
so
always
bad.
look so shocked. It's 183,000.
Oh.
This movie had a very bare bones budget.
Yeah.
Like 16,000 then is more than it is now, but that's still like 183,000 to make a movie. It's not very much.
Where does that money go for this movie?
But it grossed $1 million in today's money.
Whoa!
Yeah, man.
1 million
1
of
million.
them.
Now,
God damn.
I tried
That's
to
pretty
find
crazy because apparently it faced like pretty negative backlash
Yeah.
from critics when it was released, but it made that dough.
So I'm thinking a lot of that money came from like later on sales.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything that was defining like opening weekend, this much money, because
Yeah.
it was 1953.
Of course.
Things just weren't calculated the same.
And
then.
listen, people were going to the movies back
They
in
were
those
going to
days.
the movies.
People going to the movies. Hey, Derek, it's me, your buddy Isaac. You want to go see a movie?
Yeah, sure, man. Do I
It's
have to pay any men
it's
to go to this movie?
1953. Yeah, you pay 6 men and then you're in. Hey, let's get to the movie.
I hope there's a big gorilla man attacking a young woman in this movie. That's my favorite.
I hear this gorilla man's embarrassed of his face. He's gonna hide it with a mask, a cool mask from the space age. You know space. We love it up there.
It's very scary. I don't know what's up there, but I don't want to go there. It scares me.
Ah, don't you hate Russians? He's from the 1950s.
Yes, I go to work and come home to my wife who's been making me dinner all day. And I slap her across the face because my sandwich is moldy.
Oh my god, moldy!
I don't
Goodness
know.
me!
I don't know. That's
The
terrible.
50s had
terrible
its issues,
joke,
fellas.
Terrible joke.
The
That was
50s
70
had some
years ago.
bad times.
Fun fact: this movie had its 70th anniversary 2 months ago.
Yeah,
So it's kind of exciting.
we were close. Yeah, 70 years.
I don't know how we haven't talked about this yet. This is our 30th episode.
Whack. Nah, that's crazy.
That's
no
pretty much
way.
all we can say about it.
Yep, we got 30 of them. It doesn't like that simultaneously. We've officially reached the point where it's like that's a lot, but also like not a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, we got miles to go.
I feel like
We
when
got
you
years.
make a podcast, when you get like 10 episodes, it's like wow, that's a lot of episodes. You have a whole podcast.
Okay, but like, think about it this way. 20 episodes ago,
Yep.
we watched Blood and Honey.
That's crazy.
20.
Nope, I hate that.
20.
20? Blood and Honey was 10? No way.
Blood and Honey was 10.
That's nuts.
All right.
Think about how many hours of this podcast we have already, though. Like that's
6.
crazy. That's at least 6. You're not wrong.
6 of
Yeah,
them.
there's at least 6 of them.
Well, if you think every episode is about, like, averages an hour and 15 or so.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
fair.
just put that down to an hour.
Hey guys,
So, like,
listen. I want to
35 hours.
apologize for our poor tasting 50s comedy bit we did there a second
Yeah,
ago.
I feel a little bad about
we
it,
were
too.
we were jesting about the time. That does not reflect
that's
us.
not.
I'm not.
Hopefully by now you know that we're
I'm
pretty
not
good people.
adamantly against Russia, and Derek does not smack his wife for
Nope.
moldy bread.
If
so-
anything, she smacks me for moldy bread.
yeah, that's
so-
true. Hey-o.
Hey.
You got any more numbers about this?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, cool. Do you wanna? Do we talk about our expectations?
Let's do some reviews. From Rotten Tomatoes
Reviews,
first, because we forgot about that
reviews.
last episode
Yeah,
and
we
then
kinda
did it.
did. Yeah, I'll start us out with Cynthia Rose from Time Out. Says, for the budget and for the time, said Tucker, I felt I had achieved greatness. And I think that's just mocking him because that's a rotten review.
Yeah, that's a little brutal. Matt Brunson says 1 star, but 4 stars for aficionados of Turkey cinema.
Yeah, which is apparently a big, like, bad movie review thing. I don't know. I found some things about it in the trivia that I didn't really pay much attention to. Rob Humanic from Projection Booth says in a positive review, all hail the robot monster.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Rob Thomas of Rob Thomas, Capital Times, says a really terrible monster movie.
Matchbox 20?
But a really entertaining viewing experience. I can get.
I can agree with some of that. So let's talk about expectations.
Yeah, dude.
So my general expectation after watching the trailer for this movie and just based on what I knew before was that this is going to be so fun. I thought we were going to have a fun time. I thought I won't have a great scope of knowing how bad this is because this is our first movie from the 50s. And I feel like it's kind of hard. I feel like each decade has its own tropes and things and like ways to judge it, right? Because like it's hard to judge like the CGI of something in past times compared to
Oh,
today,
yeah.
or the inverse. Because sometimes, I mean, like, let's talk about, like, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
The effects in that one hold up so much better than than a lot of modern movies today, right?
Absolutely, like Separation versus Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like
nuts.
insane
difference, right?
difference.
It's nuts to me. But anyway, so like it's kind of hard for me we haven't watched a lot of I haven't watched a lot of 50s horror to begin with, let alone 50s bad horror. So it's like I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to tell if this is really good or if this is really bad. Like, are the effects going to suck? Do I have a lot to compare it to? So that was one of my expectations. Awful fighting with the monster. I'm like, it's just going to be a dude in a costume kind of blindly swinging around because I imagine he probably can't see very well in that thing. I said I will laugh more than I will scream, and that's just kind of the case with all these movies. This monster will have no cool abilities. It may just be strong. It's just going to have like gorilla strength, and that's really all it's going to have to offer us. And then my final expectation was just like, this movie is only an hour and 2 minutes long, and it is going to drag between any scenes of interest.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. What were your expectations?
So I wrote in parentheses, I have to do it in the narrator's voice.
Oh, do it, yes.
An outrageously out of this world time.
Wow, is he a voice actor or something?
Like, well, I'm sick, but like, you get it. Because like, they always do that. It's out of this world.
Yeah. The trailer was a whole lot of that. Just like saying words about this movie. Like,
do you ever
baffling
know?
Time. Do you want to see earth splittings and dinosaurs fighting?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it.
Outrageously out of this world time. Very good. These effects will make me smile.
Oh, okay.
Like, I just like, especially in the trailer, like, for example, they show like a little lizard boy who's obviously a full-size lizard,
a real lizard,
zoomed in.
Yeah.
And it just like, he was just like, is cute.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at these effects.
I liked him.
Look how far we've come. Look how smart they were then for
Yeah.
thinking up these things,
Of course.
you know? The dialogue will be cheesy as hell, and I'll miss Mystery Science Theater because I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie in Mystery Science Theater years and years and years ago, but it was Mystery Science Theater and, years ago. So what do I know? The costume on the monster is very hot, and the actor inside probably died during filming. So I'm going to need Count Trivia to tell me if that one's true.
We'll see if that comes to be. You'll never know.
But I'm assuming he just flat out died when he was wearing that
heat
costume.
exhaustion?
I actually think I remember when it happened on screen.
Really? There were a couple shots where it looked like he had some kind of I would only assume it to be an ice pack on top of his head inside the space helmet because it had to be hot as all hell in that thing.
Literally was like an oven, and they were in the middle of the desert. Like, and I just looked at where it was filmed. It was filmed in Los Angeles. So,
oh my, oh my, oh my.
The woman character will be easily overpowered by the man because of 50s sexism.
Because it's the 50s.
And the love plot will be outrageously distressed damsel.
Ooh.
You know what I mean by that?
Ooh, I sure do.
Yeah, I thought that was a good expectation.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah,
It made me
see,
feel
look
sick.
at that. These are specific expectations. We are podcasters.
You kind of said that a little mean, like I've been doing it bad.
What? No.
In our one-on-one, you said that I was...
No, listen, remember when we had a cool... Remember when we had a real person on this podcast who was the script supervisor for Hereditary?
Changed us forever.
And we had her give her expectations. We're like, God, we've been doing shit this whole time.
And it changed us forever.
Really
It is
changed the
important.
projection of our lives. Thank you,
Ladies
Lex.
and gentlemen, it is important to get feedback. It is important to see the way people do things.
Listen, it's scary
It
to
is so
open yourself
important.
up and say, hey, did that suck? And if people do, which Lex didn't because she's incredibly kind and awesome, but still, it was nice to see a professional at work.
Yeah, and
while we dink around with our microphones.
but I really feel like our expectations have come so far.
Yeah, of course.
since then. And I expect them to get
mostly
better.
just get tired of saying, oh, this movie's going to be, the CGI is going to be bad. Oh, the writing's going to suck. Like, okay, those are givens.
Or
It's bad
kid
horror movies.
actors.
Okay, kid actors can stay
actors.
though. It's good. Listen, I've already made the t-shirts for kid actors, so like we really need to keep that going.
Kind of weird. So this movie started.
Yeah? Are you ready to start it?
I mean, yeah.
Well, we got to do that. Okay, then let's go out of this world and into this movie and action. Pretty good, right?
But like, did you hear what I was doing?
Yeah, it was cool. Like space.
Because like all the sound effects from those movies like had a like.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good, actually.
Because they have like those like vibrato like.
Yeah, it's like someone's nephew's car was having issues. He's like, hold on, this is the sound we're looking for. And they put it up next to the dying engine.
Wyatt Ordung is sitting outside, gives Phil Ducker a call on his rotary phone. This is the sound you're looking for.
Yes, that's it. That's the sound I'm looking for.
You see those
I'm a
bubbles?
director.
You see those kids playing with bubbles? That's the sight we're looking for.
That's something.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Anything?
And
He
you
sent
s-
a picture of that.
And you see all
through
this
fax.
popcorn out in the audience. That's the smell you're looking for with a packed theater. You're gonna make it big, baby.
So I'm a little cough syruped, right?
Yeah, a little
And you
bit.
flung your hand next to me, and the only thing I thought was like, "Whoa, cool 3D effect."
Whoa. Which again, this movie was like
Segue.
marketed as a big 3D thing. I don't know how many 3D movies were around at this time, but they were definitely kind of leaning on that. It takes up like a third of the poster. Just says, "How can science meet the menace of astral assassins? New science fiction thrills, 3D."
Fun fact. Trivia. Shut up.
Yeah.
Um.
That's okay. No, listen. If it's a fun fact, it's not trivia.
Oh, that's true.
You can get away with that.
Power
He will
of
not
Love,
kill you.
made in 1922, was the first 3D film.
Wow.
30 years before this movie.
Okay, so 3D's been around a lot longer than I thought it was.
That kind of blows my mind.
But I also feel like the it's up for interpretation because what in this movie did 3D?
there was
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. So this movie started, and the music is intense. I feel like it's gonna blow out the speakers on the TV.
man.
Is kind of what I thought. But I do like there's the opening credits with clips of each actor over like some comic books just like
it was
strewn
fun.
around the ground.
It looked like the opening intro to Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
was
It had a
cute.
very fun, campy feel to it.
I mean, this whole movie kind of felt like Gilligan's Island.
But then we found out that the monster in the movie, the robot monster, is named Ro-Man.
Ro-Man.
R-O-Man. Man.
You must destroy the world, Roman.
And not
Hey, that's pretty good.
not Roman, Ro-Man. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, fun fact, they're like they're you see at least 2 Ro-Mans. We find out there's a race of them, but they're voiced by the same dude. Like they have to be.
And
There's
they're
no way.
acted by the same dude.
That's funny.
So George Barrows is in the costume
rest his
for
soul.
both of them, and John Brown does the voice for both.
yeah.
It's so funny to me.
So I wrote, it feels like nothing is going to be very original in this film. Like, it feels like the writer's kids just wedged 2 toys together, a spaceman and a gorilla, and they made it a movie. And they really just tried to find any way to make that happen.
Okay, I have a theory.
What's your theory?
What if it was a factory defect? Like they ordered a gorilla costume to do their own, like the original King Kong. Maybe this was supposed to
So
be
they
the
had
first
like a King Kong costume, then they had a Captain Lazar costume, right?
Yeah, but then they accidentally and then they shipped.
Wow.
And that's what they looked like. Or what if they just forgot to put like the fur on the outside of the helmet?
Oh, okay. So
And that
it's
was
supposed to be a
supposed to
furry,
just be-
yeah, it was supposed to be a gorilla's face.
supposed to be furry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I get that. Yeah, okay.
You with me?
So anyway, so we find a little boy. He's the typical youth of America. He loves dressing up like a
just a typical
spaceman
youth
and
of
pretending
America.
to kill his sister for some
And
reason.
I love killing my
He
sister.
walks up to her
in
with
the
a
middle of the
laser.
desert.
And she's like, "You're dead." Blah, blah. She's like, "Can we play dolls?" He's like, "No, I need to kill you. Let's go this way." There's some like honky tonk music behind them.
great.
It's so funny.
It's very much
The
like
music feels very asymmetrical
Yes.
because it's like kind of like honky piano and then there's like woo, like sci-fi music
pretty
other
good.
times, right?
you're a living theremin.
I'm a living theremin. They call me the living theremin. And it's just, why are these kids walking around unattended in like the Grand Canyon?
That they literally are in the. I mean, they're not literally because
Yeah.
they're in Los Angeles, but it looks like the Grand
just in
Canyon.
some like abandoned canyon, and they're just walking, traipsing around through it. And this kid just walks up to people with his little fake laser gun and says, "You must die." So he runs into these 2 adults who are archaeologists,
Yeah.
who happen to be working in this canyon for some reason.
because this movie hand spoon feeds you everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it really, he like, the kid says, "Oh, we need to kill you." And one of the older guys like, "Oh, come on now, kid, sit on my knee because I'm an old man and I'm going to tell you a story now. And why can't we be friends? We're all pals here." He's like, "All right, I guess I'll be a friendly alien or some shit like that." And then the Fonz is here.
Yeah, dude.
The Fonz is an archaeologist.
right there. Fonz is an archaeologist, and he's having a great time.
Because yeah, you've got this older professor-looking dude who seems like he could very well be an archaeologist, and then there's a dude with the slicked back hair and the leather jacket, and he's got his thumbs out, and he's saying, "Hey, you know."
And then, like, he's trying to figure out something with the archaeology,
Yeah.
and he elbows the wall of the cave, and it comes to life.
yeah, and then like a fossil comes out of it, comes out of the wall. He's like, "Yeah, nice,
Nice.
thumbs up to the camera."
Hey, it's
I
me,
know,
the Fonz.
I know absolutely nothing about the Fonz.
Everything I know from the Fonz is from Family Guy.
you would,
Every
you absolutely
single
would.
thing I know about the Fonz.
Well, thank you, Henry Winkler, for giving us this wonderful character.
I just am now realizing that that's the same guy
Fonz
as
is
the guy
Henry
from
Winkler.
Barry. That's
Yep.
blowing my mind.
Yep, or a father of John Ralphio.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, he's from a lot of things.
Yeah.
But, like, God, what?
Anyway, the Fonz is an archaeologist, and so I find out that little Johnny doesn't actually know these adults. He just walked up to them doing their actual goddamn job as archaeologists.
Where is this kid's parents?
Yeah, exactly. And then 2 women are introduced to the story, and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry. Our kids are bothering you. Sorry about that." I'm like, "Oh, great. I bet they're going to romance it up now." And so the 2 women take the kids away, and they're just having a picnic in some goddamn crater. Like, life is so humdrum. I love it.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then the little kid is vicious. He's like, "We ever gonna have a new father around the house, Mom? Like, Mom,
Yeah.
you're so lonely."
Well, he just died, so
He's like, "Yeah, but if we have a new dad, I want him to be like a cool scientist or something that builds rocket ships." Like, this kid's kind of a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
Little Johnny is kind of crazy. But then chaos, madness happens. What the fuck?
Madness.
The sky starts to flash, and then we get a scene of like an alligator and a Komodo dragon like fucking brawling
But
each
the
other.
best part about this is they had costumes on.
Yeah, the alligator had like this little fin going up
Yeah.
its whole back.
And he had like something on his cheeks too. He was all decked out.
They put
he
him
was
in
ready
costume.
to go.
So they made like a little set to make them look really big, and then they start like actually straight up fighting. Like this big lizard
Yeah.
and this like smaller alligator start to like grab each
It
other
was-
and then twirl
It
and
was
spin
fucked.
around.
It was very
It was
real
kind
too.
of messed up. Yeah, this
And
is
you could
definitely
tell how
happening.
real it was because in the next shot it showed like 2 like stop motion tyrannosauruses attacking
Yeah,
each
exactly.
other.
Like two stop motion triceratops fighting
That's
each
what I
other,
meant. I'm
which
sorry.
felt a lot more
Sick
fake
brain.
than the 2 actual real creatures fighting each other.
Yeah, it was
But it was
insane.
just absolute chaos, and it just happened after a quick weird cut where the family's having like a picnic, and then they are all asleep. And then this starts to happen. Just absolute madness. I don't understand what was happening.
So weird. And then the kid wakes up and then just starts walking away.
Yeah, and he finds a cave with like this weird bubble machine. Like, ooh, it's the future.
Whoa,
How do we
bubbles.
showcase that it's the future? We got some weird random diodes and antennae sticking out of stuff, and then just a bubble machine behind
Yeah,
it.
man.
It was really funny.
That's how
to
you
me.
do it.
And here's Roman, and he's
Roman.
thick. Can I say he is thick?
He is thicker than thick.
THICCQUE. Thick. Thick. He's thick.
He's thicker
He's
than me.
very, very thick. But Derek said there's no way that this was scary to anyone. And it's just like, it's so funny to me, just like what changes between people. Because I go back to one of the earliest horror movies with like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, right?
Oh, for sure.
Which is like this somnambulist, something like that, like a hypnotherapist kind of thing, right? And he like controls a man to go kill people in the night, right? Like that's what was scary to people. That was like a scary thing. Even like think about like Frankenstein, right? When they were moving Frankenstein's monster Boris Karloff between sets, they had to cover his face with a burlap sack because he was so like frightening to people. People actually passed out when they saw him. And it's like you see that now. It's like there's no way that's scary to us these days.
But at the same time, though, I can look at Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, or
Yeah.
I can look at the original Frankenstein's monster design, and I can
And
go
see where it could be
okay,
scary.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
creepy. Like look up the sets for the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Oh, it's so fun.
It is
forced perspective shit.
incredible.
It is.
It is
It's
so
spooky and it's
cool.
spooky.
And I can understand how that would creep me out. And that was in 1920.
Yeah.
And then you fast forward 30 years, 33 years, mind you.
Yeah.
And you have this giant
Robot
gorilla
monster, this
costume.
Roman.
It takes everything that works about horror and throws it away. He's in the broad daylight.
Yep.
He's in a cave.
You see him immediately. You don't even get like little glimpses of
Yeah.
him sneaking around or anything.
and it's never inside the cave. He's only on the outside of the cave. He walks really, really, really slow.
Yep.
He's got these stupid antennas on his face.
He talks in a full human
He
voice.
talks like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Young boy, it is
talks-
me, Roman.
He talks like he should be narrating something, right?
Yeah.
Like he's got a voice for radio. But so
Poor guy.
we see him in his cave. We get this weird like Twilight Zone light box thing showing Roman, his boss, doing some like science shit.
Which every time they show this, it just has like his desk is covered in like 4 Jacob ladders. And if you don't remember what those are those like science experiment you did in middle school.
Imagine it's like 2 antenna.
Yeah, they take like 2 coat hangers basically
Yeah.
and put them side by side and attach it to a car battery.
Yeah.
And then like the electric shoots
There's
up
an
it.
electric current that goes from between the 2 wires all the way up it. It's like kind of a neat effect.
It's a great effect,
but he's
he
just
has got, like,
surrounded by a
5
bunch of them. Again, it's like it feels like they need cheap interesting ways to try to make this maybe not that interesting, but like ways to identify these men are like aliens from the future.
Yeah,
like
man.
They know stuff. They've got technology that we don't. You've got a Jacob's Ladder. They've got 10 of them.
I mean, that's so true. Yeah. And I mean, in looking in my research, I found like a science website that was talking about how to make your own Jacob's Ladder, and it said it was like a $200 project.
Really? Oh,
so
that's
like
not
they
cheap.
could have, but they could have like 8 of those.
Well, there's where your whole
on a movie
budget
set.
goes.
And that's their whole budget.
The whole budget for the whole movie. Is all went into Jacob's Ladder.
So you were wondering where all their money went.
Now it makes sense. Now
all
I'm
the
with you.
Jacob's
Okay.
Ladders.
But so this is where this movie really throws me for a loop and kind of like pissed me off, because in the span of them napping and the lights flashing, the world has destroyed itself with nuclear weaponry. So we're sitting here, Roman is talking to his boss, which he calls the Great Guidance, I think is what he calls him.
Yeah.
Talking to his boss, and is basically like, I came to Earth and shot them with my little death ray, and they thought it was coming from themselves, so they all started to fight amongst themselves with nuclear weaponry.
Well, you
and
thought more of that than I did.
And I killed the rest of them. So yeah, in the span of them napping and him suddenly appearing in this cave with his bubble machine, the world has been destroyed.
Oh,
like what the fuck?
that's where the
Yeah,
the
one more
bombs
time?
came from.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I get it now.
Yeah, so
Man, that was so dumb.
So his boss somehow knows everything. The Great Guidance is all knowing. He knows every single thing. And Roman himself is like kind of machine, right? Like he is technically a robot monster, so he has to calculate things. And in his calculations, he thinks all life has been wiped out on Earth.
Yeah,
but
dude.
his boss, the Great Guidance, is like, oh, you fucking idiot. There's 8 people left on Earth. So
there
go
are
figure it
8
out.
left humanoid figures.
God, it's scary how good at this Derek is. Like, you should really like go side by side and like go figure this
fun.
out, or like go listen to this,
I
because
think it's
Derek's
because I'm
killing
sick,
it.
though.
It works.
Like, I don't think I could do it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll be perfectly healthy and no Roman voice anymore. But then, so yeah, basically he's like, you will fail your mission if you do not extinguish all life on Earth. So go find these 8 people, recalculate shit, get better at it. Sorry, you tell him that, Derek. Recalculate shit, get better at it.
Recalculate and kill the 8 remaining.
Recalculate shit and get better at it.
Oh, sorry. Recalculate shit and get better.
I like
and
that.
kill 8 humanoids.
There we go. Wow, I like this. This is good. We should keep you around. You
Okay.
guys, hey guys, send an email to us saying if you want him to do requests.
I will.
He'll do little birthday shout outs.
Happy birthday, Timmy. Timmy, you are one of the one left alive. Congratulations.
Okay,
on
this is
being
incredible.
1 year
This is
older.
incredible. We're gonna start doing this anyway. We can do it for count trivia as well. Gooper will give you birthday shout outs. This is a great idea.
That's a fantastic
idea.
Oh, don't forget about Tim the Timothy Man.
Tim the Timothy.
Everyone's favorite
Fuck
character.
Tim the Timothy Man. He better not show up if he knows what's good for him.
He probably won't.
Okay. Derek was too sick to find a Tim the Timothy Man. He's gonna be like, what is this an attribute of? A spaceman or a gorilla?
Damn it, that's a good idea.
That's
Hold
a
on.
pretty good one.
You talk for a while.
Shut up. Okay.
Just kidding.
So I was wondering, like, how well do you think the actor can see in the Roman costume?
Not at all, dude.
The way he moves around makes it seem like he cannot.
Listen, I hate to draw this into my real life
Yeah.
situations,
Bring it
but
in.
currently in the show I'm in, I am playing a gorilla.
Derek, no joke, is in a play right now where he has to wear a gorilla
Yes.
costume.
So there's about 10 minutes where I have to wear a gorilla costume. I cannot see worth shit in that thing, and it is so hot.
You run around in that thing, man.
I do.
It's scary.
It is so hot. So I get it. Whoever was acting Roman, whatever his name was, that's why my prediction was that he died.
I'll tell you what's scarier than this movie. It's seeing Derek in that gorilla costume. You know what it really reaches back to for me is when I saw that episode of SpongeBob, where at the very end, there's like it turns out one of the characters is in disguise as a gorilla.
That's right.
And it's like a realistic man in this cartoon. He was scary to me.
That's creepy.
And so gorillas,
Is that
I
why
think,
you're
will
so
always,
freaked out about my gorilla costume?
not even real gorillas. Real gorillas are cute. They're fine. Men in gorilla costumes will always scare me.
That's okay.
That's my story.
I know what I'm bringing home next weekend.
Anyway,
Hey.
conveniently, everyone we've met in this movie, all of the characters we saw at the very beginning of this movie, they're still alive.
Yeah, dude.
And they're living in this little, like, torn down house. And Roman can't see into their home because they found a way to redirect his wires away from them. They just keep showing shots of like these wires along the wall, and there's like this electric current sound flowing between them.
Stupid.
And the main professor is like, well, me and my daughter found a way to redirect his signal so we can't see into this base here. It's like, what?
What?
Okay.
What base?
I feel like there's
you're
been
in like a
so
house.
much time skipping. This movie is putting a lot of faith in showing us very little and acting like it happened. And just being like, yeah, you remember when that happened.
Yeah,
When nuclear
yeah.
warfare happened and these guys are the only ones left alive on Earth for some reason. There's only 8 of them.
Yeah. I was there for that.
Yeah. The acting is so bad.
Dude, it's great.
There's
terrible.
no way they had a script for this movie. They just got
Or a director.
They were just given character descriptions and they were told the plot and then they said action. That's how it worked.
It is astounding. Astoundingly bad.
So Roman can't see into their base, but he's somehow able.
Not with that costume on.
He's able to he's able to broadcast messages into their house somehow.
Their TVs.
Yeah, it's through their little
mirrors.
plasma screen TVs. It's so stupid.
They literally have those old timey mirrors that people had, women had in movies. They had one of those up on a makeup table.
Yeah.
And then they have it in their bases.
It was
and
the
they can
original
communicate
flat
through
screen TV.
It was pretty good.
I loved
funny
it.
joke.
So anyway, Roman sends out a message, just broad. Again, he doesn't know he's talking to them directly. Basically saying hey, I know that there's 5 of you out there in existence. I'm also hold on, 5? I thought there were 8.
I know that there are 5 of you out there.
And then tell them that if they give themselves up, he will promise you a painless death.
If you give yourselves up, I promise you a painless.
No, painless. Sorry.
Fuck.
Cut.
Shit. Ah.
Okay, Roman, listen to me.
Yes.
You're fucking it up. I need you to get your head in the
I'm a
game.
little
Come on,
under the
focus.
weather.
Okay, I want you to take a little bit of this. Take a little bump, okay?
Okay, let's roll, man.
Okay. Jesus Christ. That's the only way they could keep him in the costume was keep him coked up.
Give me more of your precious rock.
So he tells them hey, give yourselves up. I will give you a painless death, right? Then proceeds to show them how he destroyed the fucking world.
Yeah, man.
What a humble brag.
This is where
Not
the
so
rest
humble
of
brag.
this is where the rest of the budget went.
Yeah, and it's
for
just
these shots
of still images of New York City in shambles because it's been blown up by nuclear weaponry and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. It's
And he
crazy.
keeps talking about my calcinator beam will destroy all of you. It's God damn, this is some whack science bullshit. One time when I was in high school, my friends made for one of their digital media classes or something. They put together these video called Space Guards. You can find this on YouTube, but guards is spelled wrong.
You showed me this once.
Yeah, it's like Space Gowards, so it's Gaurds. There's 1 and 2. I make a cameo in the second one as an alien, which fun fact.
Cool,
but
cool story.
It's terrible. But what's funny about it is they were just completely making fun of bullshit science talk in that. And they're Proteus, you have to go find the hyperdrive beam, and just it's all that kind of bullshit science talk, right? And that's exactly what this movie is.
It
so
is
he's talking about my
that.
calcinator beam. What the fuck is that?
Just-
You looked that up, right? And
It's nothing.
The calcinator is nothing.
When I looked that up, it gave me beam calculators for chemistry.
It's basically their way of trying to scientify his death ray that he has, right? And it's just funny to me that he can broadcast things to them, but he can't find them. But don't worry, he's gonna go recalculate because that's what he says. He's I need to go recalculate.
I must
and
go
find
recalculate to find you.
All this movie knows is sci-fi music and electricity sound effects because it's just a lot of. That's all it is. The whole movie.
If you would like a 3-disc CD set of me and Isaac doing the sci-fi sounds from the 50s,
Yeah, we also
let us
do
know.
white noise, oceans. Derek, give me your ocean.
Oh,
No, I got the birds. Oh my god! Wait! What happened there? Someone
it's a normal
died?
ocean.
Oh my god!
No, it's a normal
That's
ocean.
just what happens in the ocean.
Yeah, so we'll do it a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh my god, he's dead! Oh my god.
So anyway, $30 a CD for one of those. I do miss how dramatic the music of movies from the 50s was, because it's all so intense always. So we find Roy, who's the Fonz from the beginning. He's trying to get into Roman's lair somehow, and then Roman needs help from his boss because he's bad at recalculating. So we find out there are indeed 8 because the Great Guidance does know everything, and Roman is bad at calculating, and he can only find 5.
He's an idiot.
And then this is where the plot gets so bonkers, batshit crazy. I literally wrote, wait the fuck? I didn't write what the fuck, I wrote, wait the fuck. Because I was trying to write, wait a minute, what the fuck?
It gets weird as hell.
So, the professor, the older guy of the Fonz and him, the Fonz is his assistant. So they're not archaeologists anymore. Now they're scientists, which I didn't think was weird.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Why didn't I think that was weird?
I'm just now realizing it now. I didn't think about it.
So now
until
they're scientists. Anyway, so the professor has been working on a super antibiotic that is supposed to kill basically every disease, like anything from the common cold to cancer, you name it. And now everyone that has had some of this antibiotic, which is everyone in this immediate family here, because the professor has been testing it on them, is immune to the calcinator ray. That is why they're the only ones that are surviving. So his thing worked. It made it so they're immune to any sickness and all that kind of stuff. And I guess a fucking death ray for some reason. It's so crazy. Some crazy bonkers sexist comment from Roy to his lady. Her name is Alice, which I hate. He goes, "You're so bossy, you ought to be milked before you come home at night." Like, what the fuck is that about? Good God. I hate... Oh, Science Jim, I was talking about how bad sexism is, but that's okay.
Hello, I haven't been here in a while.
Just say you hate sexism real quick.
I hate sexism.
Okay, we're okay.
Do you want to continue your thing first? I wasn't paying attention.
No, that was all. Basically, do you want me to repeat that comment?
Actually, kind of, because I feel bad I cut you off.
The Fonz says to Alice, "You're so bossy, you ought to be milked before you come home at night." That's fucked. I hate that.
How did I miss him saying that?
I remember you missed it during the movie too, because I felt like you would have had a bigger reaction.
That's fucked up.
It's messed up.
I think I was tippity typing away.
Lord, the 50s were sexist. Anyway, come lighten the mood with the Science Jim. You're already in the room. Why are you knocking again?
Oh, sorry. I got confused. So, calcination refers to the thermal treatment of solid chemical compound, whereby the compound is raised to a high temperature without... Okay. Well, I was trying to tell you... I was just trying to tell you that this is probably where they took it from.
You're still here.
Shut up.
No, it's okay. You tell him. I'm taking it.
All right. No one actually cares about this. But basically, calcination is a real thing, and I think that's where they got the beam from. That's all. Goodbye. It's been me, Science Jim.
So it is actually something. Okay. So
yes,
it's
but
not
a calcinator ray.
But again, it's just like they found a sciencey word.
That's where I was going to go with that.
Yeah.
Was that it's not what they're saying it is. They're stupid.
So they basically find out, they're like, okay, we know that we're immune to his death ray. And then I kind of lost their plot here. They're trying to find a way to like get up to some space station called the Garrison.
No.
What? I don't know what a garrison is.
They have a space base.
Yes.
And they're trying to get to the space base to join the garrison.
What is the garrison?
A garrison, as this is Science Jim talking through me. Or Smart Jim. What was the other one's name?
Oh, God, you're right. I forget. He had a brother that was kind of a shit.
Same voice, same nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't commit as hard as
Anyway, what is
Garrison? Garrison is, one, the teacher from South Park. And two, it is a group of people that are left to defend a specific location.
That's so wild. So there's no one left on Earth, but there are people in space.
Yeah.
That's weird to me.
Apparently. There are only two people, though.
Yeah.
Not more than that.
Yeah, so there's the six of them that are living here, right? So there's the professor, his wife, there are two children, there is Alice and the Fonz. That's all that are here. And then we find out there are two other people whose names are like something in McLeod. I wrote it later, but I can't. I'll remember it when the note comes up.
I would look at the cast list.
Jason and McLeod. That's them. They just talk about them. So anyway, they're like, okay, so we have some time. I don't know why they have time, but they're like, he doesn't know that we're immune to the ray, so we're gonna fix the rocket ship and get up to the garrison. Something like that, right?
Is that what they do?
I think so, because now we just get footage of Roy, one of their hands, either Roy or Alice, just sticking metal things to other metal things and talking about it. It's like, you can't connect that circuit there. She's like, I'm working. I'm so tired. I'm a woman and I'm in the 50s. I can't work this hard.
But the funny thing about this is that she was actually like smart.
Yeah, she
was like,
knows her shit.
Which it's not funny that she was smart.
Because he's the assistant.
It's just great that to have like a female character who's not a complete idiot.
Yeah, but the thing is, the assistant keeps telling her how to do things, though. The man keeps telling her.
Mansplaining it pretty hard.
It's pretty shitty. But they've been working on this for like 2 days, and I really wasn't sure exactly what they were working on. Imagine they like dismantled a car, like a car battery.
Yeah.
And they just kept sticking like soldering irons into it.
And that's literally all it was. They weren't
That's all it was.
actually soldering anything.
No.
There wasn't any smoke.
No.
Nothing was happening.
No,
they were just
exactly.
touching it.
All they were doing was poking things and saying words about it, right?
Yeah, it was stupid.
So anyway, 2 days later, they've been working on this shit, and then they get a broadcast from Roman again. He's like, 2 of the 8 of you gave themselves away by flying away in a rocket ship. So Jason and McLeod got to a rocket ship, tried to fly up to the garrison, and then he's like, now watch. And he even gives them a fucking countdown for him blowing them all up.
9, 8. I won't do the whole thing.
It's so fucked up. So like the rocket and the space garrison, whatever, all of it's blown up.
It's gone, dude.
So it's like, well,
it was actually kind of like a fun little stupid scene.
Yeah,
he like a rocket
slowly
like
zooms
spinning
in
around.
on a rocket, and then it blows it up, and it looks pretty cheesy. What would you give that explosion?
That's a solid 3 out of 10.
Yeah,
but it was a real explosion, so I'll bump it up to a 4.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
a
fair.
4.
That's fair. And then again, so like they go back to the drawing board and do more metal on more wires, just pretending to connect circuits. Like, this is how you make a movie without any research. Somehow they made it work.
True.
I don't think any of the writers or director did any research on how any of this shit works.
Nah, dude.
In the future, in like science aliens, they've got bubble machines. All you have to do is poke things with metal, and that's how you connect circuits. Like,
That's right.
That's how this works.
Oh, that's true.
Calcinator Ray.
Calcinator. I hardly know.
I hardly know her. And then we just keep seeing clips of Roman moving an antenna on the bubble machine. It's so weird to me. But the family reaches out to Roman by broadcasting to him themselves.
Yeah.
Derek, how does he say humans?
Human.
Human.
You are with us, humans.
Derek say, I am built to have no emotions.
I am built to have no emotion.
Guys, this is Money in the Bank.
Human.
This is exactly how it sounded in the
Roman.
movie. So they're basically reaching out to him saying, why do you have beef with us? Like, what did we do to you, man? Come on.
All cows still living. You have beef yourself. Get
And
it?
so he basically, yes. So the old man introduces himself to all of the people, right? So again, the 6 of them that are still alive, right? It's kind of funny. It has like a Brady Bunch kind of introduction for all of them. I'm the professor, and this is my wife, and this is my kid Johnny, and his sister something. Didn't learn the
I think
sister's
we talked
name.
about that. We were like,
It's-
look at this Brady Bunch
It's really
style.
weird to me. But then it pans to Alice, and then suddenly Roman is like, well, I think maybe I can meet with this Alice girl, and no one else. No one, just Alice.
Alone,
completely alone.
Bring her alone.
Just the 2 of us.
Just me and Alice.
So, yeah, so much for not having emotions. But Roman demands to meet with Alice to maybe discuss peace between all of them, right?
Yeah.
But he has to do it alone. And for some reason, Alice really wants to go meet up with Roman.
She is horny for that fur. Dude.
Everybody wants to stop her, and they tie her up.
Yeah, man. Roy picks her up and then ties her up.
Yeah.
It's a little messed up. Not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
lie.
kind of wild. So yeah, nobody will allow her to go meet with her. Instead, they decide they want to die for some reason. And then we get a couple clips of Roman walking out into the open that looks so goddamn ridiculous. He
love
looks
it.
so lost.
It's so funny.
The camera's like a mile away from where he is, and he's just
You
like
know-
wandering through fields in Las Vegas or whatever.
Los Angeles.
Los
You know
Angeles.
what I think happened?
Yeah.
Is they were like, okay, you need to walk from your trailer to the set and just like wander. And he's like, but I can't see. Just do it anyway. Do it anyway. All right, now he's not looking. Yep, he's wandering. Turn the camera on. This is perfect. This is it.
Promise you aren't filming, right?
We're not filming, Roman. It's okay. Wait, I'm lost. Help me.
I need life alert. Alert. Alert.
His life alert bracelet on his wrist goes off. Oh my god.
So instead they've tied up Alice, right? So she can't go meet with Roman. Instead, Johnny goes to meet up with Roman, and he's kind of confused about that. And he basically just so first of all, he tells
Is this
the boy
intermission?
Yeah, there was an intermission.
Yeah, dude.
I missed that, man. I wish movies had intermissions.
It was great.
It's
Oppenheimer
great.
needed an
Especially
intermission,
since
'cause I had to pee.
we have so many more 3-hour movies, and I'm fine with a 3-hour movie.
3-hour
But man,
tour.
what's so bad about giving us an intermission? Let
Yeah,
me
man.
give me a bathroom break, please.
Please.
Anyway, so Roman tells the boy that the reason he hates him is because humans were becoming too intelligent, and before they were able to make an attack on the Roman kind, I don't know what you would call them,
Romankind.
their species, whatever. They attacked the humans first because they were getting too intelligent, right?
Yeah, dude.
And then the fucking kid, vicious as all hell, he goes, you look like a pooped out pinwheel. That's what he tells him. Hey, laugh track again.
Yeah,
He's
you got him.
Jesus, that was so bad. And then he stupidly gloats to Roman and tells him, we're all immune to your death ray thanks to the antibiotic that my dad made up, I guess. And now he's going to go recalculate. He's like, oh, so that's the case. You guys have a medicine that's making you immune to my ray? I'm going to go fix that. Bye. And then he leaves.
It's so stupid. He just gives away the whole plot.
Yeah.
The kid realizes it, though. He's like, oh, shit, I told him.
He does understand. He's like, oh, shit, I messed up. Oh, no. And so, meanwhile, the rest of the family's looking for this kid because he kind of snuck away. He didn't
my
tell the rest of them
God.
they were going out.
We're here.
So then...
We made it.
Yeah. So we see Roy and Alice walking along down the trail, and then he just decides it's a great time to take his shirt off for some
dude.
reason.
Come on, take it
Don't
off.
understand why.
Oh, my God. I just thought about something, too. Keep going.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Roy is randomly bleeding from his ears. We get a shot of him and Alice like just chilling in some brush, and he's got blood coming from his ears. I don't know why. He's still shirtless. And now Roy is just like kind of forcing himself on Alice.
Okay, but this scene as fucked up as this scene is, it's hilarious because they were obviously not given dialogue.
Yeah, no,
they
they
put
did
the
not.
super cheesy music over the top, and then they just pantomime everything.
Yeah, they're literally just miming conversation between each other. Like, what is happening? She like expands her arms away from each other. Like imagine like you're saying like about this big. She like moves her arms
she
out
does
away
that
from each
multiple
other.
times. Oh God, was she talking about his dick size?
And then does like the okay symbol with
It's
her hand.
okay.
And then they start kissing.
Yeah,
like
dude.
it's crazy. But I really
So stupid.
I hate that movies from the 50s just teach you that if you're persistent enough with a woman, a no will
my
turn into a
God.
yes. Like, God damn it.
It's that
So
stupid
bad.
joke from Family Guy of the 50 no's and a yes is yes.
There's a reason I hate Family
Oh,
Guy.
it's a riff on how
exactly
James
for
Bond was a
this.
womanizer. It's satire, Isaac. Okay, do you want me to go? Do you want me to leave?
So we're looking for new hosts on the podcast.
God damn it!
So they get jiggy with it in the ground, I guess, right?
Like on the side of the road in all the brush.
yeah,
too.
just like while there's a monster hunting them down right now in the middle of nowhere. And then they come back and they're like, guys, we've decided we want to get married. Like, what the fuck?
What?
Do you remember when he
What?
tied you up like 20
What?
minutes ago? And like, it's
So
like, what about
weird.
Roman, huh? Like, then how you're all gonna die? You remember that?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I hope they invite Roman to the wedding.
They really should. He'd be a great guest of honor.
So Roman, while they're trying to prep for the wedding and stuff, Roman's boss, the Great Guidance, tells him to move to physical means to kill them since the death rate isn't working, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Because
funny.
he's stupid. He can't change his death rate.
Yeah, he's like, I can't recalculate it, boss.
boss. I may not get it to
Then you must move to physical means.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, okay, great. Now there's a wedding. Alice puts on a whole ass veil, and
This
Roy
pissed me off.
can't be bothered to put on a fucking shirt.
And we know he has a shirt and a leather jacket.
Yeah,
And where did this veil come from?
that's a whole wedding veil.
Everybody else is in the same clothes.
The world has been destroyed. They're living in literally half a house.
Yeah, they're like living in ruins.
Yeah, exactly. And suddenly they're like, yes, but it's the wedding. Let's pull out the veil that we've saved for some reason. It's
And then they
so
have an
stupid.
entire wedding scene for some reason.
Yeah, what a happy, hopeful wedding. Like, where is this movie going? Like, it's got to have like 10 minutes at this point, and it's already felt so long. I think I asked you, and at this point we had like 17
Yeah, we had
minutes left in the
17
movie.
minutes left.
And it's so they get married, and there's a big long spiel about like the old man professor who's like, Lord, look down on these two, and if they live, let them have a long and fruitful life. It's just like
So stupid.
weirdly campy, hopeful
Yeah,
for
man.
this sci-fi horror movie. I'm not understanding it.
No. And then the little kid's like, are you going to Niagara Falls for the honeymoon?
Oh my God, it's so stupid. I hated it.
Stupid.
But then as they're walking away towards, I guess, their honeymoon,
Yeah,
now
man.
he puts on a shirt.
Yeah.
Now he can wear his dumb shirt.
Well, he's got no one to impress now.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's got her in the bag,
Yeah.
right? It's God, I
So
hate
stupid.
how the sexism is alive and well in this movie. And then Roman starts walking up towards them. He's about to fuck up a kid because as they're walking away to their honeymoon, the little girl runs up towards them.
Yeah.
Says something. Can't
I don't
really
remember
remember.
why.
No, I can't remember why she runs into them.
She runs the wrong direction for things, though. Like, you see her coming from the house. She meets up with them and then runs the opposite direction to go
Yeah,
home.
it's so weird. And again, like they've made it a pretty big deal that like they are safe from Roman's surveillance, I guess, in their little base right here, right? Because that's where they can interrupt the signal. Why do they keep running away from it?
Yeah.
Especially the little girl. Stay safe in the house.
Stay safe. What are you doing?
Yeah, so anyway, so she runs into Roman and he just picks her up and then it just cuts away.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm sure the little girl has just been kidnapped. I'm like, did he kill her or is he going to use her as like a bribe? That maybe be the smart thing to do.
Great
And then-
guidance. I have news.
Yeah, and then we find out, nope, he killed her.
I killed one of them.
Through
there are 5 left.
strangulation. He fucking just strangled her to death.
Yeah, man.
Like-
I'm glad it didn't show it.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, whoa, all right. Well, I mean, I
Fuck.
guess he is a machine. He's built to have no emotions except
Yeah, man.
horny. He has the horny protocols in his
I was
in his
built
database.
with one gene, the horny gene.
Oh my God. And then Roman is trying to negotiate with Great Guidance. He's like, what if we keep like one human alive, just like for safe measures? You know, I think that'd be really cool if you just kept one human alive because he really wants to keep
Yeah.
Alice alive.
Well, maybe great guidance. You keep just one alive for me.
And then Great Guidance is like, absolutely not. Go kill them.
fucking idiot. Go
Hello,
kill
is
them.
this thing on?
I
So-
wish he went like that, though. I wish it had that turn.
It would have been so funny.
Pulls
But
out
no.
a cigar. No. You got to go kill that boy.
So now Roy and Alice are again, about to get busy again. But guess who's here? Roman!
Roman's
And
here to
they
save the
start
day.
The lamest fight sequence.
What
he like
fight
he
sequence?
knocks out Roy in like one hit, and
Yeah,
then he
man.
grabs him, chokes him out until he's dead, and then throws him down the side of a cliff. Like
Yep.
that was kind of a wild way to end this. You don't see him fall down a cliff, you just see him go over the ledge of something.
yeah,
and
he was
then,
obviously landing on some
and then they
pads.
clearly added like a
Yeah.
Later on, like it's
pretty good.
kind of wild.
I thought he was dead.
And then the old couple comes across the dead little girl, and it's kind of a sad moment where like the wife is crying.
She was upset.
And definitely a master class in overacting.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Like, I understand that the little girl's dead and stuff, but like, come on.
Come on. So then they hold a funeral for her, and as they're at the funeral for her, Roy runs up and just tells them like, "Hey, Alice is in danger. The monster's got her."
Dead.
And then he dies. He had to run at least like 3 miles
At
to
least.
get there, right?
And for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Then he just said one line and died. Like, it was kind of crazy to me.
Did you know that about rigor mortis, actually?
Yeah.
Like, it kicks in enough for you to go and tell one last message to people.
Exactly. So honestly, you can live forever if you don't say your last breath.
Yeah.
If you don't say anything.
He could have been. That's how zombies are made.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know
that's
that?
why zombies just go,
Yeah, because they're trying to say their last words, but
they can't. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Because if they
Pretty
say
cool.
their last words, they die.
Which is why people who have their vocal cords removed when they die never die.
They never die. Exactly right. And that's why if you're in a zombie apocalypse, you should go up to a zombie and say, knock, knock. And they go, who's there? Oh, and they die because they have, legally you have to. Or maybe you walk up to a horde of zombies and go, Red Robin.
Yum.
And then they all die, right? Because that's their last breath. This is a plot. We could write this. This is something.
That's really funny.
No, it's nothing. It's
No,
terrible.
that's really funny.
So anyway, Lil Johnny hatches a plan to trick Roman by acting as a distraction. He's basically like, okay, let's agree to offer ourselves up for him to kill. We're going to hide in the ravine.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in the ravine, and then you two are going to go into his cave and rescue Alice.
Yay, good plan.
Yeah. And then Roman just really wants to get it on with Alice. He's like, would you do, if I was a human, would you do human things with me?
Would you be with me?
And she's just like, no, I heard you have an energizer that kind of keeps you alive. Where's that at? And he tries to tie her up because his boss is calling him now. He's like, oh shit, let me tie you, tie.
And then he gets all gross and actually like rips the straps of her dress.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It was icky.
But he tries to tie her up, fails at it, and just goes gonk and bonks her on the head and knocks her out. It's
That
so
was
funny
pretty
to me.
funny.
Which is funny to me because he has a meeting with his boss and then turns around and she's completely tied up. She's not unconscious anymore, but she's tied now.
She is completely tied up.
It's like, did she tie herself
Yeah, she did
up?
that to herself.
That's kind of...
She's a cool guy.
Yeah, it's really funny to me. And then Roman doesn't want to meet up with the family. He's like, I'm busy right now. Call another time. It's really good to me.
I'm busy. Please call another time.
So, shit, his boss knows that he kidnapped Alice and he's not killed her. And he's basically like, hey, you've got to do your job. I know everything. I'm the great guidance. Hello.
Hello, is this thing on?
So he basically commands him to kill Alice. He's like, but I want to live how a human lives. I want to experience emotions and live like humans do.
Yeah.
And then he has a very deep thought. He's like, at what point on the graph do must and cannot meet?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's like, that's deep stuff, Roman. He's really feeling.
Poetic.
He's feeling the horny feelings that all humans experience. But so Johnny goes to the ravine to meet with Roman, and then the old couple comes in to sneak Alice away. And then he can't kill Alice, but he has no problem killing Johnny.
Yeah, dude, he's all for it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, no problem. You want me to kill a little kid? Absolutely. I'm not going to kill Alice because I'm horny for her, but I'm going to go kill this kid.
Yeah.
Then, that's respectable.
Well,
I can't.
No.
And then as Roman is strangling the boy, he is killed by the Great Guidance. And the Great Guidance is like, you want to live like a human? Now you can die like a human.
Yeah.
And then another crazy, chaotic turn of events. Great Guidance releases a ray that brings back dinosaurs to kill whoever remains on the Earth.
Yeah.
And then we get more still animation dinosaurs.
Like 5 minutes of
more of that alligator and the Komodo dragon fighting again.
Yep.
It's very dramatic. And like it sounds like they took recordings from like an earthquake to play over all of this because it's just
Yeah,
like a lot
you're
of over the whole thing, right? And then he like splits the earth in half. It's kind of nuts.
He split the earth in twain.
It's kind of which is the worst way to be split. Split
Honestly.
in twain. I couldn't imagine.
It's terrible.
And so then it's like, what the fuck is happening? And then, much like calm all over the
my
earth,
God.
and much like the Wizard of Oz, it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
We find the two men in their cave. They're archaeologists again.
They're fine.
And they find little Johnny. So I guess
And
what
he's
had
got a
happened,
bump on his head.
Little Johnny fell down, bumped his head, and dreamed the whole thing.
Okay, which the thing I freaked out about earlier that I realized.
What did you
If
realize?
he had this fucking dream, why was he dreaming like a sex scene and a murder and marriage
kid's got some fucked up
He's
imagination.
ready. He's ready for adulthood.
He's a pretty vicious kid, got a wild imagination.
I just thought it was weird.
But so then they all walk away. They're like, wow, that must have been some dream. You're a wild kid. He's like, oh, yeah, well, let's go home now. Ha ha ha. And it's all happy. But then out from the shadows of the cave.
Roman.
And then what comes out from the cave again?
Roman.
And then one more time from the cave?
Roman.
It literally is the same shot of Roman walking out of the cave towards the camera with this like eerie music 3 times in a row.
I have a theory about this. They forgot it was 3D until right now.
Yeah. Because up to this point, not a goddamn thing was in 3D fashion.
Nah, man.
Nothing flew towards the camera.
No,
Nothing
man.
seemed to be in 3D at all. It was kind of crazy.
Nah, man.
Nah, man.
So in that movie, we had no jump scares.
No jump scares.
In that movie, we had 3 deaths, technically.
But it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
So
and
did
2
it
deaths
really
within-
count?
I don't know. You decide at home.
Yeah, if you were at home, you decide. Do you want to talk about where our expectations ended up?
Yeah, man, you go.
So I wrote that I won't have a great scope of knowing how bad this was. Nah, man, this was bad.
There was no way we could have guessed that.
It was a bad movie. We know. I don't need a scope of how 50 movies go. That was a bad movie.
That was bad, yeah.
I mean, I've seen movies from the 50s. I know this was a bad one.
I mean, go back to Cabinet of Caligari, right?
Go back to Frankenstein, right?
Yeah,
this
there
is
are
way bad.
Dracula?
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
exactly. All in the 30s and sooner,
Yeah.
right? 30s and 20s.
Good
were
movies
better.
exist.
Yes, exactly. Awful fighting with the monster, 100% accurate. That
Oh my
fight
God.
scene was so
What
lame.
fight scene?
Yeah, exactly. And then I wrote, I will laugh more than I will scream, also 100%.
Oh,
Just like
100%.
Again, just my expectations are reigning pretty true here. I wrote that the monster will have no cool abilities, just strong. I was technically wrong about that because strength was technically his last resort, but he did have this death ray, his calcinator ray, that was useless against
Which
the
we
6
didn't-
people we saw in the movie.
Which we didn't talk about, but it was literally just an effect where they made the screen really bright.
Yeah, it's like they flipped like they made the screen like negative or something like that. Just
But he
over
didn't
and over
like
again.
shoot it anywhere.
No.
It just appeared.
Yeah, just like there was just this like sound effects going on over it. So yeah, he technically had a death ray ability from the antennae on his head, but either way. And then I wrote it is going to drag, and I just wrote that hour-long movie was like 3 hours long. When you told me there were 17 minutes left in the movie, you might have well as told me it would take half the day because goddamn.
Right there with you.
For me, my surprises, it was tough to pull out some surprises on this one, honestly.
too.
I was surprised that the monster could talk. That surprised me. I wasn't expecting
Yeah.
him to have such coherent speech. The whole sequence of the reptiles fighting each other was pretty interesting, like kind of wild.
I liked it.
Didn't
It
really
was silly.
fit
No.
with everything else. They just wanted to make it seem kind of crazy, but that happened. There was so much time skipping and not showing us anything and just poorly telling us things that we were just forced to believe and be like, okay, I guess this is the movie now. It feels like there was another movie that happened that just cut. They
Yeah.
just cut entirely. The design didn't quite match the poster. On the poster, he has a skull in his helmet, which we talked about. And then I was surprised by how stupid this movie really was.
All
What
right.
about you? What were your expectations?
An outrageously out of this world time.
Correct.
Well, it was outrageous,
Yep.
and it was out of this world.
Yep.
So,
But not in the way you would think.
not in a good way.
Nah.
These effects will make me smile. The small lizard especially. Okay, absolutely. They were so silly and goofy and pointless.
Oh, yeah.
I actually really liked the little like stop motion ones because I'm pretty sure we didn't go back and pause, but there was one of the stop motion ones where I'm pretty sure I saw a hand still in frame, and it was glorious.
That's really funny.
The dialogue will be cheesy as hell. I'll miss Mystery Science Theater. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh,
the dialogue actually
Lord.
killed me.
Yeah.
It was the epitome of a first-time writer trying to make up a sci-fi
I
story.
kind of had to try just not to try to not pay attention to the dialogue,
Yeah.
just because it was taking me out of it.
And like anytime the science guy would talk, it was just words.
Yeah, exactly. Just saying things.
And the costume was very hot. Did the actor die in the costume?
No.
Damn it.
No, it did die.
I mean, obviously.
Alive and well.
That was a bit. That was a joke. Well, he's not alive and well
Not
now.
anymore.
He's
But he
dead.
was at some point.
The woman character, the stuff about the sexism and stuff. And yes, that was stupid. I hated it.
Yeah,
But
all
for
of
some
it.
reason, it did actually have, not for some reason, like I was glad to see at least some glimpse of like she was a person who was smart instead of just that like dumb
Yeah, they
bimbo.
threw her a bone,
Yeah. So to
even though
speak.
she was not good at they didn't let her be smart ever in the
No,
movie.
but like it was more than I would have expected.
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And for my surprises, I was surprised at how like disjointed the movie was, at least in
Yeah,
some of it.
It's kind of
Like
wild.
I expected it to be a little bit more cohesive, at least, like to have a continuous plot, and it really didn't that well.
Yeah.
The little girl death surprised me. I don't know why. It just caught me off guard. I did not expect that guy to
Just
kill
how
that little
sudden
girl.
it was, and how like he just like mercilessly was just like, "Yep, I strangled her." I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
Kind of came out of nowhere. It was
That's
insane.
nuts. Mhm.
And then the people making out on the side of the road while pantomiming the scene.
Oh my god,
That blew my mind. It felt like that the people on the side of the road and the two monkey costume people just were like trying to do their own version of sign language
Yes.
to show that they weren't giving dialogue.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
So what was your score?
Verdicts for me. We're back, boys. We got another horrible movie for me. I think it could easily be revered, and probably is revered a little bit as like a cult classic, but that was a bad movie, even for 1953. I had the most fun in making fun of this movie, right? Like I had more fun making fun of it than actually viewing the movie. Like, so we had to make your own fun kind of movie.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
For me, it is twofold. It's either Horrorble with friends
Okay.
or Horrible.
Yeah.
So I think that this movie, it really was a toss-up for me. I would probably say Horrible with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a group of friends together, this movie could be a horrible time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like it's, fun with friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when people say like you need alcohol to enjoy this movie. It's like you need friends to
You need
enjoy
friends
this.
and alcohol.
Yeah, you
to
need
enjoy
funny.
this movie.
You need
like if you're
funny
going to sit
friends and
down
alcohol.
and add riffs the entire time or watch the Mystery Science Theater version of this, then you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. This is a movie to riff on wholeheartedly because woof, it was a rough ride there throughout
Oh my
all
God,
of
who's
it.
that?
Oh, down from the sky, it is me, Count Trivia.
It is me, Roman. Hello,
Do I look?
Count Trivia.
Who is this? Who is your friend?
Trivia.
I don't like your friend.
Yeah, he's gone.
Blade, get the. You made me do the Blade thing. I'm trying not to. I'm better than some better. You take your trivia from the future. Ooh. Are you blowing bubbles at us?
Yeah, he's blowing bubbles. He's trying to add 50s effects.
Ooh. Pop, pop, pop.
Oh my God, okay. What's
So
the trivia?
our trivia here today. In 1984, MTV showed the film in its original 3D format. MTV offered 3D viewing glasses by mail order ahead of the broadcast date.
Incredible.
And again, I just want to know how this movie experience would be different if you had 3D glasses. Like, where is it
wouldn't.
3D?
It would just be harder to see.
Exactly, right? Honestly. So get this. You made a comment about this, and it actually is true.
What?
You mentioned how you were like, I swear all of these shots of the cities being destroyed and all that kind of stuff are taken from other movies.
Are they really?
The scenes on the view screen presented by Roman come from a variety of sources.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shots of New York and apocalyptic ruins are matte paintings by Irving Bloch from Captive Women from 1952. Shots of the headquarters of the Great Guidance, which is a rocket ship in a launching position, was originally created for Rocket Ship XM from 1950, also painted by Bloch. Isn't that nuts? Furthermore, after the lightning flash dinosaurs fight and the footage comes from other films. The large lizards are from 1 million BC from 1940, supervised by Roy Seawright. One brief shot of 2 stop motion triceratops fighting is from Lost Continent from 1951.
Are you kidding
So
me?
yes,
right now?
those were all taken from other things.
What? That was a joke.
No, this is real life.
Oh my God.
Reportedly, the film was shot entirely outdoors without sets in 4 days.
That makes sense.
They shot that movie in 4 days, and
That
boy,
checks
does it
out.
show.
One whole day was just Roman walking around.
Yeah, honestly,
he was
though.
roaming around.
They just dropped him off in the field. They're like, all right, now go have fun. This is one of the most lucrative movies of its day, with a box office of more than $1 million on a budget of about $20,000.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
So, yeah.
Really lucrative film, even though it reached really, really negative critical acclaim when
That's
it came
hilarious.
out. Yeah. And then most of the movie was shot at Bronson Canyon. The scenes in the ruined home were shot at a hilly residential area. So yeah, Bronson Canyon, which apparently it made that area very famous for some reason. It was like one of the best films shot in that area at the time, like really
saying
showcasing
something.
Bronson Canyon. Just the way it was shot.
That makes sense. I mean, it was nice to look at that canyon,
I
even
guess
though
so.
it just was covered in shrubs.
But yeah,
and
so
dirt.
that's our trivia.
That's fun.
What was our next movie? This time I believe it was your choice.
Yeah, so I was sitting around at work with some of my coworkers at lunch break, and we were talking about the podcast and like some movies. And one of my friends
Talking
asked,
about like, yeah, I'm a semi-professional podcaster.
I actually did say that, like, but not like douchey. It was kind of like a joke, right? My coworker Roxy was like, "Are you going to watch any of the Final Destination movies?" And I was like, "I don't think any of those are
any of the Final Destination movies."
Yeah, that's how she talks.
Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Final Destination.
Doesn't okay. And I was like, "Oh, none of those movies are bad enough." And then I looked, and Final Destination 1 from 2000 is sitting at a 36%. So guess what? We're watching the original Final Destination
We're going
next
back
week,
all the way back to Final Destination 1.
which is crazy. I've never seen this movie.
I vaguely remember it.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So we're going in
basically
clean
both
slate.
going in cold here.
I love it. I'm ready.
Final
I'm
Destination
excited.
from 2000 sitting at a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. Didn't you say there was another Final Destination that's also...
Yes, and then
the Final
Destination,
Destination,
which I think is the 4th movie.
Something like that.
It's sitting at a 30. So we'll probably be watching that later on.
Yep,
down
so
the line,
we'll
too.
come back around. We'll watch Final Destination. We'll talk about that. Then we'll come back around to the Final Destination. So yeah, that's our little podcast.
us.
Thanks for listening to That Was Horrible.
Thanks for bearing with us while we're sick. Sorry about
man, yes,
coughing and
thank
stuff.
you.
I'll try to take out as much of that as I can.
We're doing our best here, but thank you all for listening and just like having fun listening to us talk about these cheesy horror movies. Please, if you have any suggestions, feel free to shoot those out to us. What is our email? We even plugged that in a minute.
It's just thatwashorrible@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Perfect. Yeah. So send us an email saying, hey, go watch this movie, you knuckleheads. If you're from Germany, tell us a movie to watch, and
Yes,
we
please.
definitely will
We
watch
will
it
watch
just
it.
for you.
You can even on Spotify give us suggestions, like shoot us suggestions.
Yeah, exactly. So hit us up on our socials. We got Instagram at that_was_horrible, Twitter at TWH Podcast, Facebook, That Was Horrible Podcast, and YouTube at That Was Horrible.
That was
please, like,
horrible.
we wanna like you're as much a part of this as us, right? We can talk to
Absolutely.
each other all we want, but like this podcast is nothing without all of you. So
Yep.
thank you very much for listening to this.
Yes, thank you so much.
And we'll see you in the future.
Roman kill. Roman kill.
Roman love.
Roman find love.
Roman horny. Nope, no mouth sounds. I hate it. Okay, bye. Thank you very much.
spooky.
Stay spooky.
Have you made the correction? I need guidance, Great One. For the first time in my life, I am not sure. You sound like a human, not a Roman. Can you not verify a fact?